808 on Channel 95.7 with Connie and Curtis. Oh, no. He's making a fancy coffee right now.
Of course he is.
Mm-hmm. And the fancy coffee maker was out of water.
Oh.
Curtis has no concept of time.
Usually he's back by now. Usually he's only a couple seconds late, but today he's very late.
He's super late. 74 degrees right now. 79 is the high today. We are supposed to get thunderstorms at some point. And then, so today, thunderstorms, and then maybe some rain on Wednesday, and then rain again next Sunday, but in the 70s all week long.
That's fine. I'll take 70s.
I'll take 70s too.
Yesterday was hot.
Yesterday was hot.
I feel like yesterday was too hot for life.
Mm-hmm. I was just reading about how boring we all are as people. Do you think you're boring?
I definitely think I'm boring. Besides coming to work and being here for the time I'm here, when I go home, I feel like I'm the most boring person ever.
Are you the least boring that you ever are in your life at work?
Yes.
You're less boring here, and then you're super boring when you get home.
Yeah.
Boring's kind of good, though, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, there's no roller coaster, that's for sure.
But 3 out of 4 people in this survey say that their lives are pretty boring. Hi, Curtis. Yeah, no. And some of the ways that we try to live on the edge because we feel like we're all so boring. Driving with the gas light on.
Curtis does that all the time.
I know Curtis does that. He plays the gas game.
I just did that 2 days ago. I had to go run some errands, and the light came on as I was on my way.
Mm-hmm.
And Katie was mad because we passed like 5 gas stations, and the light is clearly on. So I said to her, find in the little book, like the manual.
How far you have?
Find out how many gallons it is when that light goes on.
How many is it?
3.
Okay.
So
your gas miles, it's what, like 90 miles maybe?
Okay, so figure worst case scenario, you get 15 gallons, 15 miles per gallon.
45.
I could have 45 miles.
Right.
So, and she's freaking out. And I said, find out how many, because it's not going off when there's like, it's going to die.
Right.
They give you some time.
I've never checked my car.
Because you make it to half.
I've seen the bubble one time. And of course, that's when Dan was driving.
In your whole life. All right, so driving with the light on.
So we're going to try and live on the edge because we think that we're all super boring by not paying our bills on time.
That's stupid. That's
very dumb.
That's
No
the
kidding.
worst way to live on the edge.
By eating dessert for breakfast.
Done it. Did it today. We have some donuts here in the studio.
Andrew
Picked up he said
He's the
he
sweetest.
said you guys are always talking about food, so I brought some donuts in. Go ahead, just eat them.
On the day that I decide that I'm going to start watching what I eat.
Oh, and you watched what I ate. I've had like 4 donuts already.
I know. How you feeling over there?
So good.
Okay, so living on the edge. Do you cross the street when the don't walk is flashing?
Yes.
Yep.
Jaywalking. It's what we do.
Do you ever have, well, this doesn't really count for us because by the time we go to eat lunch, we're done for the day. But having a drink at lunch, that's how we live on the edge.
I've had a drink at lunch. Katie does not like it.
No.
Really? Do we need to have drinks already? I'm like, yeah, let's try one. No, we don't. And she never will with me.
She won't?
Horrible. No.
But does it end at one drink or do you continue?
No, like I'll have one drink, but then she like gets mad about it. Like, hey, not quit it off. And I'm like, I'm just trying to live on the edge here, baby. Right?
Baby?
I live my life
Baby.
so far from the edge that there's
That's true.
times when I want to just come to the edge.
Do you always make sure that your blinds are closed before you change your clothes?
Only if
You don't?
No.
Only if like it's darker out than it is in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Because I have a window right over the toilet, so if I'm peeing and the light is on in the bathroom and you can see, like it's dark outside, you can see me. And I have a nightlight right there, so there are some times where I'm sure people can see me peeing, doing my business. But no, I will change. I don't care.
Amanda, you do
doesn't
not
care.
close
No,
your
and
blinds.
I for some reason I don't care.
She loves showing it off. It's what she likes.
I mean, I'm not changing right in front of the window. I usually change in the closet, which has no windows.
Take it all in,
Okay.
boys. That's what she
Sounds
says.
creepy.
What about you? Do you make sure that the windows are like secured before you take off your top?
No, I don't make sure the windows are secured,
Like
but I
with
make
the
sure
blinds,
the blinds are closed.
I'm talking with the blinds.
Yeah, the blinds are closed. I make
Okay.
sure of that. Eating something after its expiration date, I know you do that. This is how we try and live on the edge because we're all really boring.
Yeah, I do that.
Going to a restaurant without a reservation. I can't remember the last time I went to a restaurant where I needed a reservation.
Right, exactly. Now we don't go to fancy restaurants enough.
Driving through a red light.
Sometimes, but not to live on the edge because I want to get there. Mm-hmm. Right? You speed up, it turns yellow, and you're like, oh, I can make that. And then it's red, and you're like, oh. I got honked at the other day for doing that because I turned left. Okay, so left turn on red, like it was clearly red.
Okay.
But there was a semi going too. So I just snuck in and got in with the semi. So the semi's on the outside lane, meaning that the lane was blocked because he was going. So I just ran it. I ran it and I got in with him. So they did not wait at all for me. And the guy just laid on his horn, bah, and like shook his fist and was saying something to me. Like, you ran that red light. I was like, but you had to wait anyway because of the semi. Right? It's not.
Did you say something back to him or make some sort of gesture?
No, I just kept
going.
I just kept driving.
Did you wave?
Definitely saw him say something.
Yeah.
And he didn't have anyone in the car, but he was clearly upset with me because I snuck in and got it in with the semi. My rule of thumb is if there's a semi blocking, you should be able to
do
go.
whatever you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because they have to wait anyway.
I don't know about that rule of thumb.
I find it to be the best rule. Yeah, if there's a semi, you just sneak in there with the semi and you're set.
I don't think I've ever done that.
It's not like I was behind the semi. Like they were all having
you
to wait.
Scooched up next to
They
it.
were having to wait anyway. So then I went.
You should have followed him and then explained that to him once you got to where he was going.
See, I have a rule of thumb.
Excuse me, sir.
The semi was
This is my rule of thumb.
It was clearly blocking the lanes already. So then I just went and snuck in there with it. Thank you.
So supposedly we want to try and spice up our lives. Do you feel like your life needs? I don't feel like mine needs to be spiced. I kind of like being boring.
Well, you've got a lot of spice in your life, though, too.
I do?
Yeah, like you are less boring than, say, some people whose name rhyme with, like, Pamanda.
Amanda.
I would say, right? Like
I think it's all relative.
The highlight of her day is getting home and Mike saying, "Hey, let's go to Meijer today," and then they go there, and then, "Hey, well, let's maybe get a sub." Oh, okay, and then that's like the fun day that.
That sounds exactly like my life.
I
though.
know, I know.
Which sounds like a good day to me.
I'm
too.
not making it up. So anytime you do something fun or exciting, she is like, "Wow, yeah, maybe I will run a red light so I can be more like Connie. Maybe I will eat this expired meatloaf."
So supposedly, here are the suggestions to try and spice up your life: cutting out of work a half hour early,
Let's do it.
undoing your seatbelt before a plane stops.
We need to do that, by the way, because today is Leave Work Early Day. It's National Day.
That's right.
So you need to leave your job early today. Take the seatbelt off before the plane stops. Okay, I do that anyway. As soon as it hits the ground, I take my seatbelt off.
Going out without an umbrella when it looks like it might rain.
Wow.
Using the
Daredevil.
Using the phone while you drive.
Okay.
Also leaving without your phone, leaving the house and leaving your phone at home consciously.
I would go back and get it.
Would you?
I would. Somebody would
I
have
would
to
if
bring
it
to me.
were if I was leaving to come to work.
Yeah.
But if I was just leaving to go do run errands or do something,
No,
I
like
don't
during the
care.
day, I'll leave my phone around. But if I leave the house for the day, I need my phone with me.
We are really pathetic. Things we are supposedly using to try and spice up our lives. Ordering something different than usual for lunch.
Okay, I do that every time.
Drink-
But Amanda, you get the same
I
thing.
get the same thing. Yep.
When we do our monthly lunch, Amanda gets the same thing every single time.
Southwest sauce is good though.
Mix it up
It
this
is
month.
good.
Our June lunch, you should mix it up and get something completely different.
Okay, hold me to that.
Okay.
Not
done.
killing a spider that you see in your bedroom is spicing up your life.
Okay.
That's just weird.
I've stopped killing all the spiders now. I'm kind of letting them do their thing.
Are you?
Well, I got the flies back. I mean, we need as
You have
much.
flies back in your house?
We had one giant fly and 2 little flies in the house.
What?
I got the flies, and there they are. They're here in the studio. Yeah, I got flies all over the place.
It's so weird.
I know.
It's got to be your fruit.
Who knows? We don't even have fruit. It's plants. It's got to be the plants.
Going outside with wet hair is supposedly something that'll spice up your life.
Wow. I used to have a coworker who would send. She was a manager. She would send her employees home if they had wet hair.
Oh,
Your
really?
hair is wet. You need to go home. It was at a restaurant, and she would say. They would arrive with their hair wet, and she'd say, "Nope, you need to go home." And obviously, they weren't going to go home, so they would go in the bathroom and dry their hair,
Right.
and then come out, and then their hair was not made up the way that it had been. But she did not want people waiting tables with their hair wet. She's like, "That's not professional."
And she's probably right.
Right?
And you got to put it back, right? Anyway,
Right.
what if it was back and wet?
Back and wet? She would no. You got to get
No.
out. If it was wet at all, she would send them to the bathroom to dry their hair.
Spicing up our life by using someone else's mug. That's
Man,
the last one.
We're on the edge.
Woo!
I'm using someone else's mug.
We should swap mugs tomorrow.
Charlotte yesterday, she asked me, she said, now don't make a big deal out of this. We were eating lunch and we were out at a restaurant and she had a drink and I had seen it. And then I saw her finish it.
Okay.
Then she walks up and she went to the bathroom and there was a drink. We were at like a banquet style table.
Okay.
So there was a little bit of pop in a cup sitting next to me. And she said, "Can I drink this?" And I said, yeah, sure, I don't care. I thought it was hers. She thought it was mine. She'd finished a stranger's pop. We have no idea whose it was. They were gone. They just left their pop there. She drank it down, happy as can be. And then she said, because then I was getting something else to drink. And she said, oh, I thought you were drinking Coke. I said, no, I haven't had a drink yet. And she said, oh, I just drank from your Coke. I said, no, that was yours. And she's like, I finished mine. Whose Coke did I drink? What happened? I'm like, so we have no idea. We are beside ourselves.
That is hilarious.
She finished someone's, and she's living on the edge. She is a wild child.
She's spicing up her life.
It's spicy.
Charlotte is.
It's spicy now. She's got the lip sores. I mean, she's got this.
Oh, Curtis.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Nothing.
Drinking out of
Hopefully.
someone else's cup. I wouldn't take your cup. You're so glomped on with your lip gloss. I don't want that on my face.
Dan hates it.
Yeah, I believe it.
If I have a water bottle in the car, oh yeah.
That he takes a drink. He's like, why is there wax on my lip?
He pours it. He tries to not touch it. He pours it in.
Oh,
Well, I like the fact that we're all so boring that those are things we need to do.
I mean, so go ahead and swap mugs today. Live on the edge.
Call them.
Of you. Oh. It's 8:30 on Channel 95.7. Connie and Curtis, 76 degrees now. Ooh, 3 to go, and then we're at the high for the day, supposedly.
Still so windy downtown. Those flags just whipping back and forth. It was the kind of morning today where you walk out. I almost didn't believe my at-home thermometer when it said it was 73. And then as I was driving and got downtown, it was 77. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it is hot and summertime at the get-go.
We're supposedly not supposed to even hit 80 for the next week.
It'll be 80, 3 days at least.
Probably will.
That's what happens around here, right?
Yeah,
Nobody
like
knows.
this weekend on Friday, weather reports were like 82 on Friday, 81 on Saturday, 83 on Sunday.
Okay, it was 93 at my house yesterday.
Yeah, it was definitely hotter than that.
It was HOT. We were pretty happy though about this rain coming up right now.
Yeah.
So my neighbor is staining his deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were all going to help. He's like, hey, do you want to come over and help with the deck? It would go a lot faster. And we're like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then we're reading the stain,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to do it, and then you have to let it sit, and then you do another application,
Okay.
and then it has to go 24 hours without raining. So at that point, they were saying that the rain could start anytime last night.
Right.
So we're like, oh, can't do it. So then his wife was a little upset, and my wife too is like, why aren't you guys doing the deck? I'm like, well, we read the can. We don't have time. we can't squeeze it in.
And then it might rain Wednesday, so you can't do it tomorrow.
Exactly. So it looks like it's going to be a Thursday project. So Thursday we'll do it, and then they're saying Thursday, Friday, and Saturday should be
good.
Should be super sunny and super clear. But then by then, who knows if we'll have moved on to another project? Who knows? I mean,
You guys are full of projects.
we don't have time to do these things.
What else do you have going on?
We're busy people.
Like what?
Well, yesterday,
Other than soccer.
here's a great project that I had yesterday. Okay. So we bought the portable basketball hoop.
Yes.
And then my wife, who insisted that we get a portable basketball hoop, not one that you put in the ground, because A, they're way cheaper, and B, I'm just not sure where we want it, says, so she sees me dunking. And she says, we need more support than just the water that's in the base.
Right.
Because you're going to tip it over and you're going to break it, and I'm going to be super mad at you. And I said, okay, like what if it was cemented into the ground? Oh, no, that ship has sailed. Won't work.
Curtis.
So we decide
That poor woman.
we have these bags of rock salt
Okay.
that I bought because I was going to put them in the water softener. I grabbed the wrong ones, and they are useless. So they're garbage to us.
Are these the ones you didn't pay for? Remember, did that happen?
Yes, these are the ones that no, I didn't pay for them because I paid for the other thing and took the
okay.
wrong bag.
Okay.
So yes, their number is off because I took the wrong bag.
Okay. But
So
you did pay.
I paid for
Okay.
some. I just took
Just
this.
not the ones you took.
I don't know if they cost more or less. Who knows?
Okay.
But they have rocks in them.
Anyway,
They have
okay.
rocks in them, so you can't put them in the water softener
Right.
because that will foul things up. So we've had these bags just sitting, and I can't return them because the receipt is something else. That's when I realized that I had taken the wrong ones when I went to go to return it,
Okay.
and the receipt didn't match. So we were going to put them out, and we did. We put them on top of the basketball hoop, and then kids started messing with them and poking holes in them. So then there's salt water all over, and salt water is going to erode the plastic.
right.
It's going to rust all the stuff. So we got a bin yesterday and just filled it with salt, and now it's sitting on top of the basketball hoop. That was my big project right there.
It was.
That's tough. All the while, my one neighbor is completely edging and landscaping his whole yard like a machine, doing awesome work. And I am pouring bags of salt into a plastic bin that I bought at Meijer.
One of these is not like the other.
I mean, some of us do maybe different projects, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a super big project.
But now
That
we're
took
set.
10 minutes.
Well, now we're set, and it took longer because, of course, when you pour salt into a bin, the bin stretches, so then the lid doesn't fit on. So then you have to shovel the salt away and get it and get the lid back on, and then we had to tape it so the kids wouldn't open it. We're busy.
You guys
Busy.
You are so what did you do with the rock salt?
Busy. It's in the bin.
Oh, that's the salt that's in the bin. Okay.
Yes. That bin is filled with rock salt now.
Did she finally tell you were right about getting the
No, because we still don't know where we want it. You know, who knows?
Have you moved the
No.
port? Oh.
No, right where I wanted it the whole time. And that's fine, right?
Marriage is all about compromise.
It's easier for her to not compromise, so we don't. and I'm fine with that.
Do you think she wins, quote unquote? You go with her ideas more or your ideas more?
Do
in your
I think?
relationship?
I think we go with hers more. But
What do you think she would say?
She would say we go with mine more. Absolutely. What about you and Dan? Do you win
man.
with Dan? And is your answer the real answer?
I think Dan would say that we go with my ideas more.
And what do you say?
I feel like even if we go with my ideas, it's always such a struggle to get there.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Okay. So every marriage is pretty much just messed up.
Why does it have to be? Why can't we just do it?
Now,
anyway?
Amanda and Mike, you guys split everything 50-50, which means one person gets to make a decision, and then the next time someone else gets to make a decision. Is that how you work?
No, it's usually I will bring up my idea, he will bring up his idea, and we go with his idea because he believes that he is way more organized.
Be interesting to find out, though, what he thinks. Because I can tell you right now, Katie will say that we do it my way every time, and I'm telling you we do it her way every time. And it's probably a mix, you know?
Right.
But I don't remember the times when we get to do it my way, and she doesn't remember the time she gets to do it her way. Just like you and Dan. Dan thinks that it's your way all the time, and you just said it's such a struggle to get him to come to your way of thinking.
Yes.
But you only remember the times it's a struggle.
Right.
The times when he goes, oh,
it's
yeah, perfect.
always a struggle.
There have to be times
I was
where
just thinking about that this weekend. Like, why do we have to have some big discussion about this all the time?
just start doing things.
Well, I feel like that's not right.
And then you get in a fight. Exactly. The same thing.
We were in a store and looking at purchasing something, and it was just something random.
Okay.
And the it was a girl. The sales girl said, "I'm just so impressed that you asked him what he thought."
Okay.
And I started laughing. I go, "Why do people not do that?"
Right.
She goes, "Women don't do that."
Right.
Rarely do I ever see a woman who says, "Honey, what do you think?
So
Do you like this color
then
or do you like this?"
based
whatever?
on what this clerk has told you, I would say that probably Dan and I are more right
Probably.
than you and Katie
Probably.
are. And probably, Amanda, you were wrong here as well. Based on what the clerk said there, just going off my life. Like, I feel like we always do what Katie wants. But if you asked her, she would say, we always do what I want.
But does she ask you your opinion about stuff? Like, let's say she wanted to paint a room.
Okay.
And
what
she
color
was,
do you want?
Would she say, what color do you think this room should be?
And we would pick it out.
Yeah.
Together. I would think, and then I would say, oh, I like this. And then she would buy the color that she wants and put it on. It wouldn't matter, right? It wouldn't matter. Same thing with you and Dan. You ask Dan, what do you think of this color? And he goes, wow, I would like more of this. And you're like, okay, thanks for your input has been
No,
duly
actually,
noted.
this time, Dan won that argument.
Really?
I mean, it wasn't an argument,
Right,
but Dan definitely, he wanted something that was a little different,
Okay.
and we went with what Dan
The
wanted.
thing that you were buying, he said, hey, I want this one. And you said, okay. Good thing you asked.
So we, no
what,
kidding.
what have you had to
Yeah,
ask?
he wanted something a little different, so she was in shock twice. A, that I
Yes.
asked him what he thought, and B, that we went with whatever he wanted. I was like, wow, that's kind of
Yeah,
sad.
this makes me think
I mean,
that.
especially if it's like a house thing. You're both living in the house, right?
Yes.
You know?
But a lot of times, like if I don't care, I will say I don't care,
Right.
and she won't believe it. You know, like, and then those are the times where it's a bigger discussion.
Right.
When I really don't care, and same thing for me. Like if she doesn't care, you always have to be reassured. Like you can assure me,
Right.
but now reassure me because I'm going to do this.
Right.
And I don't want you to be.
I don't
want
to hear about it after the fact.
I don't want to be mad about
Right.
it. So anytime one of us says, "Oh no, whatever you want," that's where it gets a little dicey because we don't believe that.
I believe that if you say that, you should mean that and keep your hole shut.
And no, we
happens.
do. We both believe it, but the other one knows in our head.
You're afraid a little bit.
Is afraid a lot of it. Exactly. You don't want to have that happen.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Dan? And the clerk just looks at you like, why are you asking
I
him
can't
what
believe
he
you
wants?
asked him.
This is
I never see that.
This isn't his decision. This is your decision. All right.
And then we actually went with his idea.
Yeah, that.
Weird. You two are strange.
You two have like the perfect marriage.
I don't know about that.
And he's thinking that's the one time she ever asked me, and the clerk calls her out on it.
Well, and the clerk was a female.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So she's shocked. And then Dan's like, wait a minute. She does never ask me what I want.
And I hate that color, by the way.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Want to be part of
8:51 at Channel 95.7. Welcome to Monday morning. Isn't it great?
It is great.
76 degrees right now. 79 is the high today. At 11 o'clock, we are going to be out at D&W Fresh Market in Cascade.
Yeah, we are. Not only will we be signing you up to win a trip to Mackinac Island, but you can also try out that Simply Superior Mackinac Island-inspired smoked whitefish dip. We got to eat it for the first time up on Mackinac Island. We had it last week, and we'll be eating it again today. You can try it, too.
Yeah, everybody who stopped by last week was loving it.
Oh, it's so good. It's smoky.
it.
It's got the great whitefish taste. You're going to love it. You throw down some crackers. If you buy it, you open it up, and inside it has like suggestions. It says mix it into cooked pasta.
Oh.
So like you'd have like a seafood
Yeah.
pasta dish. I haven't tried that, but that sounds very good. Like
That's interesting.
Yeah, yum.
You can also sign up for those trips, by the way, at islandspread.com.
Wait, okay, what is that site?
Islandspread.com.
And that's where I can sign up for Mackinac Island trips.
Yeah.
Okay, so do that. And then come out to us, D&W Fresh Market in Cascade. That's out on 28th. Mm-hmm. Is that west?
11 to 1 will be there.
Is that east? Is that the direction east of 96? Or is that
Sure. I don't know.
like away from the city?
It is.
It's the other way from the city is where you want to go. You want to go out,
Right.
not in.
Well, depending on where you're going.
Well,
Coming from, right?
No, you always want to go out and not in.
Okay, sure.
If you're on 96,
Whatever.
you go out and not in.
Yeah.
And then we got
That's
that.
exactly it.
So join us 11 to 1 today.
Did you see that Alice from the Brady Bunch died yesterday?
I did.
And she hadn't been sick or anything. She fell and hit her head.
These are people who I thought were already dead. Like the people
you?
Old people, when old people die now, I always have that little instance of, wait, that person isn't dead?
Ann B. Davis.
So she's out. She was the one looking around in the middle of the picture. If you remember the theme where all the kids are there, she was in the middle, and then she would look around and like smile and, oh, you're being naughty. You're a
She's
bad
one that I did not think, I thought she had already passed away.
You thought she was alive.
Yeah.
What had she been doing? How old was she?
88.
88. So super old.
I mean, not young.
But fell down, hit her head,
She hit her head on
and
Saturday.
didn't get up in the morning.
She suffered a hematoma, and she never regained consciousness.
Did they like put her under or something, or they just?
I don't know.
Did you? Speaking of people hitting their head and nearly dying, did you see the guy who had to been on like bath salts or something? Thought it was a dog. Did you see that
did
story over
see
the
that
weekend?
story.
So a guy thinks he's a dog. He's running around. He's peeing, like lifting his leg
He's
and peeing.
barking.
He's biting people.
He was
and
on all fours, right?
He's crawling around like a dog. He's naked. He's biting car tires, and then he got hit by a car.
Did he die?
He didn't
I
die.
didn't read the end of the article.
They put him into a coma. He's in a
Okay.
hospital right now, a medically induced coma.
Wow.
But he's just running around like a dog, and then he gets hit by a car like a dog. Like, get up, naked dude. Something had been going on. A little bath
Something.
salt, something, or some other drug.
Right.
Like, drugs are bad.
No kidding.
All right, knock it off. You don't want to do the dog drug.
Yeah, I didn't read the end of that article, but I thought, what is going on?
Exactly. Got to be the drugs, right? I blame
what I would
Miley Cyrus
assume.
and Justin Bieber's. It's got to be these two
Her
people.
house got broken into again this week, and they stole her Maserati.
What?
And her jewelry.
That's like stealing a bulldozer from a construction site. How do you steal somebody's Maserati?
I don't
I
know.
don't understand.
Hotwire.
How? Yeah. Well, you hotwire it. A.
Or if you're in the house, grab the keys.
I mean,
Yes.
you're already in the house.
Maybe she's got them hanging up.
And who knew she had him on? It's probably on her little key thing that she made in tech ed.
I mean, I have one hanging up. Do you have one hanging
she
up?
probably made it in 8th grade
Maybe.
in shop class, and it's hanging there, and it's in the shape of a key, and she did a great
possible.
job staining it. She lacquered it, and it has the little brass things, and there's
Right.
one car key, and then another, and they just took all of them and kept trying the Maserati, and this one works.
Oh.
It's like when you go into the used car dealer and they mail you a key. It's like all you have to do is bring your key in and try it, and you could win. And then you go. So that's what they were doing with the Maserati keys.
You think so?
They just Miley probably has a big bowl of keys.
She's probably got a million keys. 'Cause
So many.
She probably has 10 cars.
So she's got a bowl of keys. You just grab all the whole bowl, take it to the garage, and just try the Maserati. Winner, and then you drive it away. But if you don't know how to drive stick, you look pretty embarrassing.
Can you
right?
only get a Maserati as a stick?
I would imagine.
Well, there go my plans to buy a Maserati
No,
this
you would
week.
love it. You'd be so good at it, right?
No, I can drive a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd ride with you.
I bet that's a smooth ride.
Ooh, well, if you shift well.
Right.
You know.
Right. But, compared to like old school shifting,
Right. This
I
one.
bet this one is.
It's just like engineered.
Or it's like race car.
I bet it's like a race car. I bet it's super smooth, unless like you're a 14-year-old and it dies at the
Right.
light. and
Can
then
you drive a
boom,
stick
boom, boom.
shift?
I have not for a long time.
Yeah.
Does it go away?
No.
Okay, then
But
yes.
you're definitely when you start up again, you're not
Boom, boom, boom.
totally smooth.
I did.
Takes a minute.
My sister
For
has
me, anyway.
has a Jeep.
Yeah.
And it was in the driveway at my mom's house. And my mom has a very narrow driveway.
Okay.
So she didn't want to take it out. She said, will you take it out for me? Because there was snow on either side.
Right.
It was you are so close to hitting the neighbor's house and hitting my mom's house
Okay.
in this driveway. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And I let out the clutch too fast, and whoo, I lurched. And the look on her face, she thought I was joking around, but I was not. But I played it off as if I was.
Of course.
Like when you trip when you're walking. And you're like,
I meant to do that.
so I did. I played it. She's like, yeah, Cortez. I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry. But that was, I just let out. And
That's funny because I used to have a Wrangler too.
okay.
And the fact that I did not buy a stick shift, every man that I knew at that point in my
Oh,
life.
you had an automatic Jeep?
Yes.
Okay.
And every man that I knew at that point in my life was like, that shouldn't even be legal.
Oh.
You should have to buy that as a stick shift.
I bet
and at that point, I didn't know how to drive one.
I bet half of them didn't know how to drive one. They're just running their
Yeah,
mouths.
no kidding,
Seriously.
Curtis.
You should have said to them, really, put your money where your mouth is. Let's go out there.
I should have said that to them.
Let's drive some stick.
They were like, well, what about if you go mud bogging? I'm like, what? I'm not going
Yes.
mud bogging.
Wait, what? I'm not leaving the road.
My plan is to stay on
I'm
the
gonna-
road.
see that road? I'm gonna be on
I'm
it.
gonna be on that thing.
I'm not
I don't want to
leaving
be
the
off on
road.
the side.
I'm not-
Where it's
if
all
there's-
gunky and goopy.
If there's a mud bog, I'm not going
I'm not
to
going
it.
through it.
No.
What-
I didn't buy a Jeep to mud bog. I bought a Jeep to go to
to
work.
get to point A and point B.
I'm going to take my Jeep to the store bog. If there's a store bog, I'll do it.
Connie and Curtis.